So the removal of the sump is quite easy, especially if it's out like mine is. You've just got all these 10mm bolts along here, and then we have a 13 here that's short, and then a 13 here that's long, and a 10 here that's long. They're head sizes. So here they are, 13, 13, 13, oh no, 10, then they're 10s. I'm just keeping them all in order. So this is this side, that's the other side. I've taken one out from the other side. But yeah, I'm just taking them out, and then I get my friend to hold it up as I take the last few out, and we'll lower it down. So yeah, let's do that. So here we are. Turns out that this frame that's bolted to it, that we've got it standing on, is bolted to the sump, obviously. So we're having to crane it up off the engine mounts to then take the sump off, which is just stupid and annoying. So what we're doing now is we're cleaning up this sump. Took it off yesterday, I've just jet washed it, and we're going to be taking this old paper gasket off, or yeah, just gasket off, and it's a new metal gasket. Apologies for the wind, it's well windy. As you can see, the engine's just sat there waiting for the sump to go back on so we can move that engine crane out of the way again, and I can finish doing the head and getting that all nice ready for, sorry, the block, so the head can go back on. I got a front crank seal to change in the gearbox, and I've also got rear crank seal to change in the engine. The front crank seal in the engine we're going to be doing after, once it's all back together, because that involves taking the massive crank pulley off, and I just don't want to do it when there's no compression and stuff, because it'd be easier without. So should have taken that off first really, but anyway, you live and you learn. Yeah, I'm just going to continue trying to like polish this up a bit because it's a bit shitty, and clean this old gasket off ready for the new one, and then we're just going to bolt it back on, and then as I say, we can put it back on, because this is the back of the bell housing. It's just stupid. So, because Mercedes. It's all nice and clean now. And I'm going to scrape this gasket off, and then ready to put the new one on and stick it back on.
It's a bit more blunt than a standing blade, so
well, at least the metal one will be easier to replace, but I don't know if that would be reusable.
what?
Probably wouldn't. Not that you'd have to get this sump off ever again.
What seals reusable?
No, it doesn't matter really. But yeah, just the metal gasket being weird.
I'm sure it's right. Maybe wrong.
Yeah. It's got to be an easier way. Am I asking for too much? Surely there's an easier way than fucking a blunt scraper. Maybe a sharp scraper. A Stanley blade sticker remover would do well. Some Stanley blades here. Just don't stab yourself. I don't know if you can see me, but so we're just replacing the rear crank seal. We've shoved a screw in the rear crank seal, and
yeah,
we
I wouldn't recommend doing this on an engine stand.
It's proving to be a nightmare.
Well, it's not a nightmare.
Well, you know, just annoying. Oh. Okay.
There we go. Told you, if in doubt, use a bigger screw. Because it took this big one to go through to there. That extra like 5mm made the difference.
I'm not quite sure the proper application method for this, but well, I was watching a removals video, but not a installation. Everyone just uses a screw.
You can't use a screw to put it in there.
This is very true. You can use a screwdriver maybe. So we're doing the common, this is how you remove the pilot bearing in the front of the rear of the engine for the gearbox shaft to go into, and you just stuff it full of bread and it fills the void behind, and then the only way it has to come out is by pushing on the bearing. So you do this with have to be exact. I thought it had to be more exact, but as you can see, out that pops. A bit more. A little bit more.
Fizzling the bread back out of it.
It's oily, so hopefully it'll just peel off. My dreams. It's a lot of perspiration. Hey, there we are. Oily bread, anyone? There we are, then you end up with a void, which we were about to clean out with some air and then probably a bit of brake cleaner. And here is the bearing that goes in this little sleeve in here. Seats up against the sleeve, which will press back in with like a drift, some kind of thing that's evenly putting pressure in, make sure it goes straight. And then yeah, we got the new one, as I say, which I had to force over the bits of rust that are on my shaft, but now it goes on nicely. I knew you were going to do that. I was ready for it. I was ready. I cleaned up this in a bit here. I'm going to put this in here.
Let's put the old bearing back in.
That's a good idea. Yep. Just wanted to test the belt technique, really. Putting the outer piece in. I think it went in a little bit more than that, but
I was just gonna do that.
That's it, you can hear it. There we go. New bearing in it. Does it have the play it had before? Back and forth?
No.
Must have been that bearing then. So next job is the flywheel, which we're just going to dabble a bit of copper grease around there. So it's rust. And then this is the newly skimmed flywheel, which they've done a really nice job of getting rid of all the heat marks and cracking and waviness of the flywheel surface. Now it's nice and flat, so yeah, all ready for a new clutch. And obviously it's got this locating pin here, so not worried about that. Right, bolts, and might dabble a bit of shit on there too. So these have to be tightened up to 30 foot-pounds or 3 to 4 kilogram meters each, and then an angle tightened by 90 degrees. So this is a Sachs clutch kit, and I'll link it below. But right now we're just
Need the brake cleaner.
setting up the
Give that a wipe.
clutch alignment tool. Right, brake cleaner. What are you lining up? Oh, just making it central. Yes, you set that to the depth of the clutch plate. Clutch the plate.
That is going to be hard on there. You know, so if this is slightly off, you're going to have nothing but trouble trying to get that clutch. So the splines on the gearbox to line up with the splines on this. If this is like off from the hole, so that's why you have the clutch alignment tool.
And then you bolt that whole
You bolt that
assembly
to the
on,
thing.
take the clutch alignment tool out.
Now, job done. It's in the
and
right
then
place.
It's in the right place, and you just have to line the splines up when you put the gearbox in.
Cool. Job done.
So yeah, nifty tool. Right, the moment the clutch and flywheel meet again, or well, not this clutch. Right, get you some bolts.